I'm not exactly sure where to start in this video for those of you who haven't heard, which I'm sure most of you have by now, but the creator of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Akira Toriyama has unfortunately passed away. The news broke last night on one of the Dragon Ball official websites, but apparently he passed away a week ago on March 1st, and they've already had his funeral and everything. They just hadn't announced it to the public, so this is really sad news. We all grew up on Dragon Ball. Most of us, if you're watching this, I'm pretty sure you have. It's amazing how one person could create something so powerful that, it transcends generations. I grew up on Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, GT. There are people today who are still getting into the series just because of how popular it is, and we're fortunate enough to where we're able to get new content, which is super. And regardless of how you feel about it, it's still new content, which is something to be celebrated. And I'm so thankful for his creation and his contribution to the anime community. He inspired so many people, not just people around the world who are fans of the series, just average people, but also other creators, other writers and manga artists and stuff like that. Everything was just done so well, from the characters, the designs, the heroes, the villains, the side characters, even the ones who didn't get a lot of screen time. We still enjoy who they are as a person and what they meant to the series. For a lot of us, Dragon Ball Z was more than just an anime or a TV show. It meant so much to a lot of people. Like, I can't even imagine how many fans there are across the entire globe. I mean, there's holidays in Japan dedicated to just Dragon Ball Z. Like, really think about that. Something that you created means something to your country to a point where they created like a day specifically for it. That's pretty amazing. For a lot of us, this was our introduction to anime. That and Pokemon, even though most people don't really think of Pokemon as an anime as a kid, it seems more like just a cartoon. But, Dragon Ball Z was just, I don't even know how to, like, I really don't even have words as to what it really means to me. It just, I can't really explain it. Like, there's no other anime that means as much to me as DBZ does, because it just, I don't know, it teaches you so much. Of course, nobody is perfect, but I feel like a lot of us, just like Goku, we try to be good people in life. At least most of us do. And it's just like, in life, you can't avoid having problems. We all go through our own issues, problems in our personal lives, regardless of how they may come and what they may be. You're going to have something happen to where you have to deal with it. And I think that Goku and Dragon Ball Z is just a tale of, there's always a way, basically. Like, at least that's what I overall get from Dragon Ball Z is, no matter how tough something is, no matter how hard things are stacked against you, or the odds may seem like they're just not in your favor, there's always a way, there's always something you can do to change your situation and, come out on top, basically, and, change everything to go your way, basically, for the better. I know the same could be said about most animes, but like I said earlier, this was our first introduction to it as kids, at least most of us. For those of you who haven't seen Dragon Ball Z, I would highly, highly, highly recommend it if you're into anime or just, good shows at all. DBZ it's a must watch, in my opinion, and a lot of others too, I'm sure. So when it comes to his death, I have mixed feelings about it. I've teared up, obviously, last night, a little bit today, but a part of me, I'm actually like smiling, which I've never really had this type of feeling. A lot of cultures or, different people around the world, they'll say like you're supposed to celebrate people's death. And I never really understood that until now. And it's like, I think I finally get it. instead of being so sad, a part of me is just like, I'm happy that I got to experience, his work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm appreciative of everything that he did. You know, I've never really experienced that before, but I'm happy that we got to, experience, his work and, everything that he brought to us, and basically the joy that he brought to a lot of us as kids, as adults, because Dragon Ball Z is, it's something that doesn't leave you. Most animes, like, when you watch them, you don't really think about them afterwards as much. You might recommend it to somebody or enjoy the show, but Dragon Ball Z is something that stays with you, and it just it just becomes a part of you once you watch it. It doesn't leave. Kids today will never understand what it meant to try to go Super Saiyan. Me and my friend Corey, I remember, like, me and Corey, we tried to fuse, and as kids, that's hilarious because we would try to fuse and it didn't work, and I would always blame him. Like, every time we would do it, we would do the whole dance and it wouldn't work, and I would completely blame him. Like, bro, you're messing up. You're not doing the fingers right. Your leg is messed up or whatever. Like, you're not doing it right. And then when we finally got to the point where we were both doing it right, I was just like, bro, like, I figured it out. The reason we're not fusing is because I'm just too strong. Like, bro, I'm stronger than you, bro. And, like, in the series, you remember how, like, they had to be, like, even, like, they had to have, like, the same power level for it to work, and I would just be like, bro, like, you're too weak. Bro, it's hilarious thinking about that now. Like, man, it's just so many memories as kids, like, just trying to go Super Saiyan, being in school drawing Dragon Ball Z, or we're doing, like, Kamehameha waves and stuff. Like, there's just so many different things that it doesn't leave you, man. Like, it really goes into your adulthood. You never forget Dragon Ball Z once you watch that. You really don't. That and Naruto. But for today's question, I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite Dragon Ball memory? It can be anything from the series to anything, like, in person. Like I just mentioned, like, me and my friends will try to fuse. What is your favorite Dragon Ball memory? Before we get out of here, I have to say rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. I'm very thankful for everything that you have put out. I'm going to start watching and basically looking into your other work besides Dragon Ball, and I want to say thank you for creating a huge part of not just my childhood, but my life coming into adulthood. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, GT, and now Super have, they mean so much to me, and I'm very appreciative, and I just want to say rest in peace, man. Farewell.